welcome to today's beginner's grounding flow. Today's flow will be short, sweet, and we'll be taking it steady. We'll be taking it easy to introduce you to many new poses throughout our practice. My name's Naomi. I'm delighted to be your teacher today. If you are brand new to yoga, this is a perfect class for you. If you've done maybe less than 10, 20 classes, this will be a really nice one for you to break down each of the poses and really get to grips with how you feel in your body as you move from pose to pose. There is no right or wrong way to do yoga as such. The fact that you've turned up today here, you've got yourselves on the mat, you're ready to go, please already give yourself a big pat on the back. That takes a lot. If you haven't already, I have a few key things that are great at practicing at home to make sure that your space is nice and open. So when you lay your mat down, just push anything out of the way that might be in your space. Perhaps you want to light a candle, you're welcome to pop some music on, whatever it takes to make you feel a little bit more grounded even before we start the class today is incredibly important. I'll give you a few moments to do that now. And then when you're ready, we're going to begin today's class on our backs. So bringing yourself down onto the mat. And when you get there, just take a moment to wiggle out the lower spine. Let yourself drop down into the earth beneath you. Maybe you flick or close your eyes, or maybe you just take your eyes to a single point of focus above you. Bring one hand onto the lower belly and then follow it with the other. Allow your feet to drop down to the side. Let your belly button draw down to the earth. Let your shoulders relax. Unfurrow your brow. And take a deep breath in, everyone together. Inhale. Filling up those lungs, holding it just for a moment at the top. And then when you're ready, opening your mouth, exhale. Breathing in, deep breath in, draw it all the way up from deep in the belly into the chest. Hold that breath at the top just for a moment. Keep the face light, open the mouth, exhale, let go. One more deep breath in. Belly, lungs fill up. Hold that breath at the top for as long as you can. Softening in the face, relaxing your shoulders. And then when you're ready, open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Allowing your mouth to close and just begin to draw your breath in and out through your nose. If you have a cold, you can open your mouth just a little. The reason that we do this is to bring a little bit of focus to our breath. Today's practice is all about grounding our bodies, grounding down into the earth beneath us, that earth that supports us every single day. So allowing yourself to feel heavy down into the earth, down into the mat below you. And then flickering open your eyes. Keep your hands where they are just for a moment. Bending your knees, place your feet flat down on the ground. Draw your belly button down towards the mat so you feel that gap. We often like to arch in our back when we're on the mat, so suck it down. Draw that belly button down, release here, and then lift all 10 toes off the mat. And starting from the pinky toe edge all the way to your big toe, ground each toe one at a time onto the earth, releasing them here. Hands can lay on your belly, drawing that breath in and out through your nose. Settling down into the earth, feeling heavy in the body, deep roots into the ground. And then when you're ready, breathing in, draw that right knee in towards the body, clasping your hands around the shin in front of it. Taking the right ankle onto the left thigh and just extending the leg away from you, so you start to feel this stretch almost in your hips. Perhaps you place your hand on the inside of the right thigh. You can provide a little bit more pressure there. That might feel quite intense for many of us, so you can stay here. Please avoid pressing on the knee. Or if you wish, lift the left foot off the ground and draw the knees in towards the body. And if you want to go a little bit further, you can send your hands around, clasp the hands in front of the left shin this time. Taking your time to breathe here. Maybe this is the first time we've moved our bodies in the day. Releasing, letting go. Releasing the clasp of the hand, taking your feet back to where we began, wherever you've been. Maybe you windscreen wiper the legs left and right if that feels good. And then coming back to grounding the feet on the earth. Maybe you lift all 10 toes once more, and even more slowly spreading your toes as wide as you can, replace them back down onto the mat. When you're ready, draw that left knee in towards the body. Maybe you clasp your hands in the shin, squeeze it in, and then place that left ankle onto the right thigh. Think about drawing your toes back there, just so you're engaging in your leg. Maybe that feels good, stay here. That's absolutely fine. If you want to go a little further, you can place your hands on the inside of the left thigh, just providing a little bit of pressure, finding that resistance. And then again, if you want to go further still, release the hands and draw that right knee in towards your body. Really nice. Maybe you feel that beautiful stretch in your hamstrings. When we're working with our earth poses, our grounding poses, we're actually working into our hamstrings a lot of the time. Placing your hands around the right shin, maybe squeezing it in towards the body, drawing the shoulders down to the mat. Taking your 3 breaths here. Finding our roots dropping down into the earth. Last breath in. And as you exhale, releasing the clasp wherever you are, release the feet down onto the ground and slowly bring yourself up to that comfortable seated position. Extending your legs out in front of you. Think about drawing your toes back towards you. Draw your belly button in towards your spine so you have this nice long back, almost imagining you have a golden thread pulling you up from the top of the head. Inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, think about sending your chest forward. Maybe your fingertips come either side of the body. Take it easy. Just because we're going slow doesn't mean it's not challenging. You'll probably feel incredibly tight, especially if you do a lot of running, a lot of cycling in the back of your hamstrings. Maybe here is enough. Maybe in fact you want to get a cushion and prop it underneath your bottom before you start to lean forward. We're right at the beginning of our class, so take your time. Don't push it, just stay steady here. Chest is forward, gaze is ahead of us. If you want to go deeper, you can. But now let's hold and breathe. Last breath in. As you exhale, slowly bringing yourself back up. Take those legs around behind you. Plant your hands down onto the mat. Our knees are underneath our hips aligned. Tucking our toes and just holding steady here. Again, just like we did with our toes, think about placing one finger down at a time. Sending our index fingers forward. Placing the weight into the pads of the fingers. So actually the strength is coming from our upper arm, not in our wrists. No dumping down into the wrist. planting down into our fingertips. Bring your body weight forward. Notice how that immediately engages your core. And then tuck your toes and just hover your knees. Feel the burn. And then begin to extend your bottom back up to the sky. Keep your knees bent, even if you know you can go straight. Pedal out in the feet. Pedaling out, and then beginning to walk your feet. Slowly does it all the way up towards your hands. And when you get there, just heel toe your feet to around hip distance apart. Micro bend in the knees, so you're letting go here. Let your arms hang heavy. And just let it go. Notice if you're holding your head up. We love to hold our head up. Let it shake it down. Just hang out here for a moment. You can sway, you can take hold of one another, elbow, whatever feels good. Letting your body be heavy. Rooting down into all four corners of your feet. Grounding into the earth. Letting go. Then letting your arms hang and slowly begin to roll up through the body. Taking your time, the slower the better. Think about drawing your belly button in towards your spine. All the way to your top. The head and neck are the last things to reach the top. Draw your shoulders to your ears and then roll them back and down. Take your hands to face forward. Gaze is ahead of us. Tuck our belly button in. Tuck your bottom under. Really nice. Holding here. Come back to that breath. Have you lost it? In through the nose, out through the nose. Don't worry if your breath leaves you. You can always come back to it. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, sweeping your arms up to the sky. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Extending through your fingertips. And as you exhale, micro bend in the knees. Send your arms out wide. Keep your chest lifted. Gaze ahead as you forward fold. Fingertips meet the mat. Inhale, lift, lengthen. So you're hovering your hands off the ground here. Finding a nice flat back. And then as you exhale, bend your knees. Plant your hands. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Draw that belly button in towards the spine. Holding it here just for a moment. And then on the exhale, drop your knees. Bring your body weight forward, bending at your elbows, all the way to the mat. If I've got here before you, take your time. We're all going to meet on the mat together. Lying on our bellies, feeling the earth beneath us. Maybe you find your forehead meets the ground and you can just roll it left and right. Nice little self-massage. Take your hands either side of your chest, placing the weight into the pads of the fingers. Tuck your toes, and then send your bottom back to your heels. So we're finding this elongated child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you, toes are tucked, breathe in. And as you exhale, pushing back up into our downward facing dog. So our hands are planted down into the earth and we're pedaling in our feet still. Keep that movement going. And then walking your feet back up towards your hands. Let the arms hang and then slowly roll it up all the way to your standing position. Reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, palms touch, drawing them down through your heart center. Really nice. Arms alongside your body. Coming back up to the top of the mat. We go again. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, arms come out wide. Chest is lifted, forward fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen, finding that flat back as our fingers hover off the ground. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. This time take your left leg back, followed by your right leg. Challenge yourself to hold it here. Bring your body weight forward, and then as you exhale, the knees drop. Slowly lowering our body down to the ground, elbows alongside the body, everyone meeting on our bellies, pointing the toes. This time, take your fingertips either side of the chest and just lift the head and neck a little. Maybe you find a little bit of a arch in the lower back, but if there's any pain, come back down to the mat. We call this our baby cobra. Perhaps it feels better if you take your hands wide. Today, all I'm really asking is for you to start to notice what feels good in your body. Gaze is down. Exhale, release the forehead to the mat. Plant your hands either side of your chest. Tuck your toes, send your bottom back. Find that child's pose. Breathe in. And on the exhale, returning to our downward facing dog. You can continue with the pedaling, or if you want to this time, you can find stillness. Now maybe your knees are bent. I don't really mind if your knees are bent or straight or the heels are on the ground. Really what I'm looking for here is for your hands to be planted, your head and neck to hang heavy, and find this long flat back. So as long as your long flat back is there, we're good. It's called a downward facing dog, and it's quite handy to think of it as though you have a tail and someone's pulling your tail up behind you. Maybe the knees are bent, maybe you can lower the heels down to the mat. 3 breaths here. And on your final exhale, take that gaze in between your hands, high up on your tiptoes as you walk your feet towards your hands. If they don't get as close as mine, that's fine. Stop wherever they get to. Micro bend of the knees, hang out here. Let it go. This is the very first of your inversions. You know, getting that rush of blood to the head as you hang out here, changing things around, seeing things from a slightly different perspective. Let it go. And then slowly rolling it all the way back up once more. Rising up to the top of your mat, take your hands to the sky, breathe in, and as you exhale, draw the hands back down through center. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold, send the chest forward, arms out. Hands meet the mat. Inhale, lift length and find your flat back. Exhale, plant your hands down. Right leg goes back, left leg goes back. We bring the body weight forward, and then we lower our knees. And this time lower your chest, so you have your bottom in the sky. Then bring it through. And if you want to take that little baby cobra lifting up in the chest, you're welcome to. If it feels better to take the arms wide, please be my guest. On the exhale, release it down. Inhale, send it back, and this time take your knees really wide, sit your bottom onto your heels and find a more restorative based child's pose. You have 5 breaths here. Maybe you close off your eyes, let the body grow heavy down into the earth. And when you've taken your 5 breaths, bring yourself back so you're sitting on your heels. Really nice. And then take your feet around in front of you. Planting yourself down onto the mat into a seated position. Just remove the fleshy bits of your bottom. Send your toes back. Draw your belly button in and lengthen through the spine. Take your time. We love to rush through our days. We love to be busy. We have so many to-do lists, so much to do, myself included. So it's really hard to just ground, to settle, to sit here and to be still. It's challenging in our bodies from a strength point of view. It's challenging in our mind as well. So just settling here, recognizing that you're not alone. We all feel that way. The fact that you've turned up today is just amazing. breathe in, draw that right knee in towards the body, squeeze it in just as we did on our backs at the start of the class, and then place the sole of the right foot inside the left thigh and feel that compression together. Inhale, raise your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, make sure your chest is pointing towards or facing towards that left big toe. And then as you exhale, keep the chest lifted as you slowly send it forward. Gaze ahead. Stopping wherever you need to. Stopping wherever you start to feel that shake, that friction. And then as you breathe in, draw it back. And as you exhale, send it forward. It's a technique I would use in all of my classes, any practices that you ever go to. As you inhale, you draw it back a little, you make it a little easier. And then as you exhale, you find that extra space. It never fails to amaze me. Maybe you hold on to your foot, maybe you hold on to your leg. Wherever you are, settling here, letting go, letting go. You have 3 breaths. And when you've taken those 3 breaths, coming back up, drawing the right knee into the body, extend it away, bring the left leg straight in, squeeze it in, breathe in. And as you exhale, drop that left knee out to the side. Keep those right toes active, keep them drawing back towards you. Belly button draws in, strength strong in our bodies, shoulders back and down. Inhale, our arms raise. Remembering to keep that chest directed towards the right big toe. Exhale, forward fold. Sending the chest towards the toe. Gaze ahead. Keep spreading the fingers nice and wide. Reach, reach, reach. And then we use that same technique. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, send it forward. And take your 3 breaths wherever you are. Slowly bringing yourself back up. This time, draw your right knee in, so your soles of your feet are touching, your knees are out to the side. Again, maybe they're up here. Absolutely fine. Let them go. Hold on to your ankles. Perhaps it feels good to stay still here. Perhaps it feels good just to give them a little bit of a bounce. Whatever works better for you, I'm very happy with. Let it go. And then everyone together finding that stillness. Lengthen up through your spine, draw your knees in towards one another. Plant the feet down, extend your arms out in front of you, just a moment of challenge. Suck your belly button in, reach your hands ahead of you, root your feet into the earth, reach the hands ahead and just trust you can do this at one steady pace. All the way down to the mat. And when you get there, we're going to drop the knees out to the side, just as you did a moment ago in your seated position. Plant your hands back down onto your lower belly. Take a deep breath in, everyone together. Open your mouth, exhale. Deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale, audible exhale, let it go. One more, breathing in. Let it go. Send your legs out straight. Maybe they come as wide as the mat, if not wider. The arms drop to either side of the mat. Letting go into your final resting pose, our Shavasana. allowing the earth to hold you here, to completely let go. No more thinking of the breath. No more thinking of what comes before or after this class. Just thinking about dropping down into the earth and then letting go. Allowing this nature, this land around us to hold us steady, to give us that additional support that we all need. Letting Mother Nature do her work. You may stay in your Shavasana, your final resting pose, as long as you wish, or in your own time, however feels good for you. Bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Crossing your legs, resting the backs of the hands onto your knees, and taking your thumb to touch your ring finger. Prithvi mudra. This is our mudra of grounding, our mudra that connects us to the earth. A mudra is a little symbol with our hands, so just touching that thumb and that ring finger together. Allowing yourself a little moment of gratitude for taking this time for you today. Taking one more deep breath in, everyone together. Let it go. Drawing your hands to heart center, bowing our heads. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day.